Oh well, the hell with him. He didn't message. We don't need him. So. All right. So Dale, this is basically just pertaining to the situation that happened a couple of days ago. Your supervisor asked you to do something, you refused. I know that you said you were thinking it was something that we had talked about from the day before, but the problem is we can't have that happening here. And I'm hoping in the future it doesn't happen again, like we talked about on the phone. So all this is a write-up, because that's just how it goes. When people do something, this is how we handle it. So as long as you'll sign this write-up.
Nope.
All right, well, that is your choice not to sign it.
Yep.
So give me 1 second to get Russell on the phone and we'll go from there. And what is your reasoning? You can put a rebuttal on there if you want.
That's no reason.
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, do you feel that you didn't do what is being said?
I don't know what's being said, and
All that's being said is
this. Don't care.
All right.
Well, this is me. That text that you sent on that phone.
Hold on, guys. Hey, listen. And that was you sent a text to the man trap phone insinuating that Vicky was lazy and that's why she wanted to work at the North Shack. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You can't send stuff like that on the work phone. This right up here, all this pertains to is that you were asked to do something by your supervisor and you refused. That's all this is. Refused to go south side when asked. That's it. This has nothing to do with anything else. And you won't sign something that you know good and well that you actually did.
I guess.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Now, sorry, Vicky, go ahead. I want to keep everything professional and calm.
That text message that you sent, I don't care who you sent it to, but it was unnecessary because I do my job every day. I come in here when don't nobody else want to do it.
And
so that was disrespectful to me, and I don't appreciate it. Because if you had a problem, I talk to all of y'all. I don't disrespect y'all. I joke around with y'all. If you had a problem as far as with me, you should have came to me. But you sent it to somebody else. And then down the line, I learned from it. I caught wind of it.
Yeah, it was on the work phone, which, you know, I mean, I'm sure people think things about me and Vicky and Christian and maybe you or anybody else, but we can't be talking about like that. I'm talking about our guards like that, especially not on the phone. And she is a supervisor, Bill. And you know from your prior experience of working that, you know, having that kind of disrespect, that spreads to everybody else and it causes more problems. So, you know, going forward, like she said, if you have an issue with her, you know, you can speak to her. If you have an issue with her, something she's doing wrong, you can speak with me. But the reason Vicky had been north, she's not sick in the sense of running a fever and stuff, or she wouldn't be at work. But she's been having runny nose, seasonal allergy type stuff, feeling like crap.
That's what about.
So everybody that's going through that, that's why they're in guard shacks and not in the man trap.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Russell asked me to have you go south, which is why I relayed that to Vicky, so you would come south that day.
Right, but there was no communication. Or
She asked you to go south. That was the communication. You shouldn't have to get something from Russell. If your supervisor asks you to do something, you do it. And then if you have a problem with it,
right, but then also I'm
me.
being told by other people to do shit and not hearing it from the supervisor.
Who else told you?
Every morning I'm walking in the door, tell you gotta go south.
Who
Dale, you gotta go south.
When did this happen?
Every day. David saying, Dale, you gotta go south.
So
every day it's the same thing.
So David told you to go south. Now you're saying every day.
But I don't know if she told him. I don't know if Christian told him. But
well, Dave has no business in their business to be telling anybody to do anything.
My thing is, if I didn't intentionally mean to do it, you know, my grandmother just died. I got a lot going on. I'm stressed out.
I get Dale. You think? Believe me.
To me, right here, that's how I feel about that. Do what you say you will do shit.
Okay, so because your grandmother passed away,
but no, it's not that. It's just
like this,
no. But I'm just stressed out.
I mean, there's a lot of people.
But every day it's.
Hold on, you've been talking. It's my turn to talk.
No, I'm not done.
I'm telling you that it's my turn. No, I'm
You
done
just
listening to
asked
you
me
talk,
a
Dale.
question and I was answering.
And I'm telling you, I've had 3 family members die. I've had sick kids. I just totaled my car yesterday, and I am not treating anybody like that. And taking your hat off and stomping on it, that does nothing, Dale. Honestly, that does nothing. I know you've been going through stuff. I've talked to you a lot about it. Also gave you time off for that. When we were screwed.
I know that.
You know, do you not appreciate when people do things for you or you have a doctor's
What have
appointment?
I been doing? How many times have I called off in 6 months I've fucking been here?
Well, actually, Dale.
Twice I called off.
Dale, you've called off.
Have I ever no
You've
call,
called
no
off
show?
You've called off 3 times in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You called off. Now, granted, your grandmother passed away, but you called off 2 days. You just called off Wednesday. That's 3 times.
Okay, but in the past 6 months.
Lower your voice.
Okay, have I called within the last hour saying I'm not coming in?
It's
No,
not
I have
about
not.
the last hour. You
No,
just said
but
that you haven't called
this is
off.
what everybody else does.
Who? Who does that that's still
It's
here?
been going on for 6 months.
Who does it that still works here, Dale?
Let's see, Adam does it.
When did Adam
else?
do it? Adam's only been back for 4 weeks or 3 weeks, Dale. He's quarantined. Doctor stuff because of the coronavirus. Name somebody who's no calling and no showing. Please tell me, because we've gotten rid of everybody who does that stuff.
Maybe not no call, no show, but calling off at the last freaking minute.
But who? Because I haven't had that happen in.
But it's happened. It may not all be you, since you have been supervisor.
Yeah.
But it's been going on since past 6 fucking months.
Yeah, and since certain people aren't here, that hasn't been going on because we don't deal with that stuff no more, Dale. Nobody's done that. Nobody. I mean, the closest I had was Micah, and it's because he was quarantined. I mean, and that was through Russell and them. That wasn't through me. And he called off 4 hours early. So, I'm just saying. He called off in the amount of time he was supposed to. So, I mean, it's just not been happening. And what other people, and the people you're talking about, like Andrew Mullins, does he work here anymore?
No, they're not.
Kyle O'Brien doesn't work here anymore.
No.
All these people you're talking about don't work here anymore. We just don't do that stuff anymore, Dale. And honestly, what happened right here, in the last 6 months, nothing probably would have happened at all. This would have probably just been pushed under the rug and went on about business. But that's not how we do things anymore. This doesn't matter to me if this was you, or Vicky, or David, or anybody else that works here. We're gonna do things the way they're supposed to be done. I don't wanna lose anybody that's a good worker and that shows up and does what they're asked to do. But at the same time, you know, I can't have supervisors being treated like that because if they don't listen to Vicky, they're not gonna listen to me, and they're not gonna listen to Christian. That, you know what I mean? There is
But it's constantly Dale.
From who?
Every morning I walk in, whoever's up there, it's always Dale to the guard shack, Dale to the guard shack, Dale to the guard shack.
Well, from my understanding, you're not allowed to be in the man trap.
Right now. Which we
That
had
was told by
from
him.
Russell.
Okay,
That was told to
now,
me.
what is that? A non-communication.
That's not true. Vicky told me.
No, you did not.
You didn't tell
No,
her?
Yes,
she did not tell me.
Get your finger out of her face, Dale. You need to step outside.
I was not told.
Hey, I asked you to step outside and calm down.
No.
When you can start
I
talking
am
normal. No,
I
you're
was
not.
not. She did not tell me I was not allowed in man trap.
What?
I have no text messages.
Listen.
I have no phone calls.
Come
No
here.
one told me I was not allowed in the man trap.
Okay.
Would I be flipping out
No.
over this?
I'm talking about asking you to come to the South Shack
Well,
yesterday.
No, but look at me, dude. Would I be flipping out over this if I would have known?
Hold on a second.